everyone. I hope traders and investors alike were green today. Pretty interesting day. We had the Fed minutes at 2 o'clock. We had a lot of information coming in, a lot of economy data being released at 10, and then the Fed meetings at 2. So we kind of expected a nice move in the morning, then chop around until 2. And we basically got a day full of chop. There were still opportunities. You can see this trend line I've drawn right there. And we you know, pulled back into it, got a rejection there. So that could have been some moves to the downside. The biggest move came at 2 today, which is what we were expecting. The first move is always false. You can always get a scalpable move, but then it usually turns and runs the other direction. And it did. So today, the first move, this first candle, it was all over the place, down, up, down, up. Then this candle shot up. Then this candle shot down. So even I was like, wow, which way was the first direction? Which way did we go? But we ended up turning and we pushed up nicely. I never really got a clear confirmation to trade it, but I did go in for 3 scalps, taking confirmation off the 1-minute chart and not the 5. Wasn't exactly how I prefer a 5-minute confirmation, but I was able to get in and get some trades out of it. Decent day. Let's take a look at Tesla because I did trade Tesla a couple times. The open, well, the majority of the day was very choppy, wild. They were slinging candles everywhere. You can see Tesla here. This was a symmetrical triangle that I was watching that I called out. You can see the break to the downside. Got a decent trade there. Then we trended back up. I was watching this for a break. Never really got what I was expecting, but this was the move that I was looking for. During the minutes, you can see we slung down, then ended up. So I went to work after I cleared these candles. I got a scalp there up to the upside, and then ended up getting 2 scalps on this and 1 scalp on the SPY during the meeting. And a couple of trades early in the morning. My first trade of the day actually was red. Was able to pull some profits off from it, and then it turned on me in reverse. But the day was just wild. I mean, they were slinging candles everywhere. Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple had a stronger day. Some of these tech names were stronger than the SPY itself. Qs were stronger at times during the day. You can see, put in this little flag here, right here on the 9 and popped. That would have made a decent entry right there. Watching this, it's almost like a pennant, the way they're shaped. It's not textbook or nothing, but you can see the way it's almost like they're shaped like that if you follow the wicks. But anyway, you got your break there on the 9. That would have made a nice push. That right there is a pipe top, tweezer top, depends on how you look at it. Anyway, we sold after that. So that would have been a signal to enter on the downside. I personally would have waited to get below because the moving averages are so tight, close with the VWAP. I would have waited for the opening below that and got some, took an entry there and made some money on the downside. And of course, we have this 141.24 level we've been calling. You see, we touched that bear flag. That could have made another short scalp right there. Then we started trending up. You can see the 2 o'clock move. There was Ryvan. We got news on it across the squawk right at open. And it pushed hard and traded flat the rest of the day, but had a very nice push at open. Microsoft, so it was basically the same names today. They come after tech. They also come after some of the safety names like Coke. I know Jason was able to get a trade on Coke when I actually called it. He was already in it. Nice push here on Microsoft at open, and then you can see those candles right there telling you you got actually a double set of pipes up here. You got a small set there, a big set there, and didn't pull back. So today was actually kind of weird. It wasn't trading the normal setups that we like to trade. There's still opportunities to make money, but when it's so volatile, you're seeing so many wicks. The range was tight for a while. Your best bet is to get in and just to keep moving in and out because you're not really getting a big move without holding, and you have to sit through a lot of pain. It's not, you just don't have to trade like that. You don't have to sit through a lot of pain. You can see now, obviously, we don't know this at the end of the day, or at the beginning of the day. Looking at the chart at the end of the day is a whole different story. But you can actually draw a trend line right through here. So if you would have put one here from there, you may have been able to work it out, catching a. So if you had already had your trend line drawn, when you're coming back to this area, you would see that, there's possible support there. Nice push up, but that was actually the meeting once again, or the minutes release, so it was all over the place. The Fed seemed very concerned. Some of the conversation that was released, I haven't read the whole thing yet, but some of the conversation that was released seemed like the Fed was very, very concerned. Let's take a look at Google. This thing's coming up for a split, and it has been trading a little bit better here lately. Almost anxious to see, because I haven't traded Google in a long time. The liquidity is just not really there. It doesn't have a lot of. It does get options action, but it's just not the same. It's hard to move in and out of with the amount of contracts I like to trade. So but you can see it's been trading a little better, more volume starting to come into it. Look at the daily chart. So, and it's back above the all your moving averages, your 20, your 50, your 9 here. 200 still up here, don't get me wrong, but this looks like it wants to move, and it's almost like they're trying to buy into it going into the split. So that's one to keep an eye on if you're interested in trading Google. Nice MACD cross here. Now, some of the safety names they were coming after, like Procter & Gamble, we already mentioned Coke. Let's go back to the 5-minute chart. You can see it had a decent day, a nice push at open, breaking below this VWAP here, and the moving averages coming down, letting it flag. Got to let them flag right into your 9. There's your entry. So everybody constantly wants to get in, because they're thinking money, money, money. I can get more money. I can make more money. Can't make your trades about the money. Stop thinking about the money, and you'll do a lot better. So you're looking for a confirmation, some technical, technical reason to get into this stock. Flagging on the 9 with a MACD turn down is the perfect, would have been the perfect entry. You could have got in there. Seeing those candles, I would have probably went ahead and took my profits, but you could have stayed in it and on the way down. Let's look at Coke since we called it. And you can see Coke had a strong, in pre-market, the thing just popped and had a nice run right here at open. But when it sold off, it dipped down below the 9 in your VWAP. Could have took that as an entry. This candle opened below the VWAP. Got a little shaky there. You still got your 20 here, so you would be looking to take profits at the 20 if needed. You waiting for a reaction. At this time, your MACD was turning over. Time you got to that candle, your MACD was turning over nicely. So I probably would have stayed into it. Obviously, it would have worked out, but it doesn't mean it's going to work out every time. So if you took an entry like this, you want to be ready to take profits at your 20. Wait for a reaction. The same coming down to the 50, and you can see you dip below the 50, got near the 200, and you got your reaction right there. So like I trade between level to level. So when you're approaching a level, just be ready for the reaction, be ready to take profits. If the trade continues to go your way, then of course you can stay into it. But if you get a reaction like it's getting ready to reverse, lock your profits in. You can always get back in. You can't get that money back. If the trade turns to a loser and goes against you, you can't get the money back. Lock it in. Well, that concludes our video for today. Sorry it's so late getting out. Everybody have a good day, and I hope to see you in the trading room.